Hello and welcome to the Stamp Camp. I'm Glenda Calkins, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today I have another one-sheet wonder to show you featuring the Countryside Inn Designer Series paper. I'm going to show you how to create 5 fun fold cards from just one 12 by 12 sheet. Let's change the camera and get started. All right, so this month in my club, I featured the Countryside Inn Corners bundle, which is the stamp set and dies. And then we use that gorgeous Countryside Inn Designer Series paper. I am going to be using this print right here, and I'm going to show you how to create 5 fun fold cards from this one sheet. And I paired the go-to greetings. It is all sentiments. I love this stamp set because it is a variety of fonts, sizes, and sentiments. So this stamp set right here is a win in my book. Should be a staple in your stamp room. So let's bring in my trimmer. We're going to start out with this 12 by 12 piece. And my cards are kind of directional, so I'm making sure that I cut up and down like this with the print. I will be using the back side as well, so you want to print that you like the front and the back because you're going to be using both sides on your card fronts. And like I said, they are going to be fun fold cards. So I line that up at 4 inches and we're going to cut. And at 4 inches. And cut. And then I just want to make sure that my last piece here is 4 inches. Sometimes these 12 by 12s can run just a little smidgen, but that will throw off measurements if you have that little extra on there. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to set 2 of these 4 by 12 pieces aside. We're going to take the first strip and we're going to cut it at 5 1/4, and then the next piece at 5 1/4. Actually, I'm going to do all of them because I'm going to need my last strip to finish all the cards. So I'm going to bring in the second strip that is 4 by 12, and I'm going to cut that at 5 1/4. And the next piece at 5 1/4. And then my last strip, I'm going to bring it in and I'm going to cut that at 2 3/4 of an inch by 12. And then I'm going to turn it and cut it at 4 inches. I'm going to flip this because I will be using the other side. Sometimes if your cutting blade is running a little rough, it'll leave you with little white edges, and I don't want that. So now I have 3 pieces. This one might be a little long. That are 4 by 2 3/4. I'm going to cut this strip at 4 inches, 4 inches, and then I should have this one at 4 inches as well. So these little pieces here will be on the last card. Now the last card, I am going to kind of wing it. I have a card that I did do, but I wanted to try and change it up just a bit. So I think I'm going to change card number 5. We'll see how it goes, because I might just show you my finish and say, okay, I recommend doing it this way, but we will see how it goes. So I took those last 2 pieces and I cut them at 3/4 of an inch by 4. So we have 4 of those, and then this strip here. So those will be at card number 5. So for the first few, I'm going to use all these pieces, and it's all going to be pretty similar, just a different way of doing the cards. So the first one, I am going to use a card base that is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. let me fold on that score line because that will help to show you exactly what I am going to do with this card. So it's scored at 4 1/4. We're going to bring it in here and we're going to cut from the score line to the point. Let me get my glasses here so I make sure I'm lined up because navy is a little hard to see. And we're going to cut that. So now we have, this is our card front, all right? This I would save because we are going to be using those Countryside Corners dies and die cut that navy out for our sentiment mat. So you're going to need that. We're going to take one of those pieces that we cut that is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to place that in here and we're going to cut that on the diagonal just like that. And I have to bring in a piece of Night of Navy and we're going to cut that at 3 inches by 8 1/2 and score that at 4 1/4. All right, and that's going to make this little card. And we're going to take one of the squares and we're going to mount this side to it. All right, so let's get assembling. So first I'll put my piece on my little card front here. Now I'm sure when I start putting this together, you're going to say, okay, I've done that kind of card before. I'm going to show you 4 different ways of doing this card. So I'm going to start with this one. And we're going to start out by attaching, I just want to make sure I got glue to the points. Attaching these pieces right to the edge, like so. I want that right to the edge of that Night of Navy. That looks good. And then the other half, we're going to go right to the edge on the inside. This way, it will look like it's carried right on through, just like that. But when you open it, you see. So I have the border all the way around. Now I'm going to take this flip card. These cards come together much nicer with the liquid glue because you may need to move it around a bit. You're going to put that through there and then center that like so. And then you're going to want to flip up and just make sure that you're aligned kind of in the inside. It looks straight. You're going to take a piece of white that is 2 3/4 by 4, and you're going to attach that to the inside of this little card here, like that. So this folds over, top goes down. You're going to take those dies and die cut a piece of Night of Navy, and then I used the go-to greetings for my thank you. I stamped that in Night of Navy, die cut that out. We're going to put that right on the front. I'm going to do these cards a bit different. We're going to put just some adhesive. I'm staying away from the edges because we're going to overlap just a bit, and I'm going to put this towards the top like so. And then to decorate, you have lots of options. You can use rhinestones, you can use the pearls, you can use the boho blue, whatever you choose. I'm gonna go with the boho blue. I don't know, I think I'm gonna go with the smaller ones maybe. We'll do them all different, so you have lots of options and choices. Okay, we'll put one there. So there's card number one, pretty basic. This flips up and then opens up just like that. So it keeps it kind of flat. I like the boho blue in color jewels or gems, dots, because they're kind of flat. So for mailing, that's awesome. Okay, for the next card, we're going to do the same kind of base. It's 5.5 by 8.5. We're going to score it at 4 1/4. I'm going to fold on that score line just so we can see where I'm at here. And then we're going to take this and we're going to cut it from our score line to the outside here, like so. Again, you're going to use that for die cutting your mat. This is going to come across. Take another one of those pieces. This time we're going to go from the right hand corner out to the left side at the bottom like this. Okay, got to grab another piece of Night of Navy. And we want this to be 3 inches by 8.5, and I'm going to do that because I'm going to need that for my other cards as well. Score at 4 1/4. So like I said, the first 4 are pretty much the same. It's just the direction that we're going to do those angles, and the fold is going to be a bit different. But the cards will look very similar when they are completed. So we have this. I'm going to make sure that my score line here is really folded good. Looks like I went a little bit into my fold, but that's okay. This time I'm going to leave a little bit of that blue showing so you can see what that looks like with the blue kind of down the center. So we're going to put that on. It's just going to have a little bit of that blue showing all the way around. And we'll do the same for that inside blue piece. It's just going to have a little bit just like that. So you'll see that blue down the center. We're going to take our little card that we created, fold that in half, take one of our pieces and attach that. So there are many different ways that you can cut and fold this type of card. So this time we're going to slide this in like this, just like we did the other one. Center that in there. Let me see if I can get this pretty good. One thing with the liquid glue, we know we got the chance to move it around, close it up. Let me see, I just have to, oh, perfect. Move it just a hair. Just like that. Grab me one of those whites for the inside. Center that like so. Make sure that looks straight. All right, sentiment. This time I did all mine as thank you cards. I use a lot of thank you cards. This time we're gonna pop this up, but because part of it might be hanging off, we're just gonna do in the center. And you can center it if you don't want it towards the top. You can put it towards the top, or you can center it like I'm going to do this time. And then again, you can come in. This time I'll do the little pearls. And put, and you can see the different options. So let's see, make sure I got the right one. Okay, so nope, that's not it. Here we go. Card number 1 was our fold out. So maybe a left-handed, right-handed, not sure. But there you go. This one's completely down. This one's popped up. So they look similar. It's just your cut line is going to be different. This one, we have no blue showing. This one, we have a little blue showing. Okay, so now I'm going to change the direction. And we're going to go 4 1/4 by 11. So we're going to score this at 5 1/2. And that's where this one is. All right, now we're going to go from our score line to the bottom left-hand corner there. Here's your mat piece. Fold that up. All right, come in with our, and then we're going to cut this on the diagonal as well, like so. This piece is going to come here, and then this piece will go on the inside. Now you can leave showing, or you can butt them up again like we did on the first card. Choice is yours. All right, let me get my bone folder here and give this a better crease. All right, we're going to use our liquid glue. Like I said, for these cards, I do like the liquid glue just for the mobility. I'm going to leave a little bit of the blue showing, so we'll have a little blue coming up the center. And same with this. So I have a little bit of the blue showing all the way around, just like that. We're going to come in with our mini card. Put our piece on the front. Okay, we're going to attach that. Bring in our white. Put that on the inside. Now this one is going to come like this. It looks the same, but you're going to go up and then down. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can't get that centered. Now if I flip this over and hold that in place, we should be good. Flip that back down. Flip it over. It looks good on the front. Let's make sure the inside is centered how we like it. That looks pretty good. Could come down a little bit, I guess. But then again, it looks good. I think it looks good. Okay, so now for this one, we're going to pop this up again. Again, we're going to stick to the center. We're going to center this one. Then I took some of the Night of Navy ribbon and I tied a bow. Just a little something different. I'm going to put that in the corner here like so. Take my scissors. All right, make sure we're good here. And then trim the ends like so. And then you can still come in with those jewels. So this one is just really stepping that up with that ribbon. So this one folds up and then folds down. All right, one more. Again, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then we're going to cut, let me make sure that, you could do the other angle, but I'm going to do the same angle as we did the last card. I could come in that way, but I'll let you do that way. I'm going to come in this way, which is the same. Like if you did the other way, you would be coming up like this, which I guess you could do it that way too. We have our last piece. We're going to cut this on the angle like so. And that will go in there. Again, you're going to use this piece to die cut your framelit. Let's attach or really burnish that down. This time maybe I will butt it up just so it's going to be a little bit different on the front because we've run out of our little squares. Oops. We've run out of our little squares to fit on our card front, so I had to improvise. Get the same look, but just a little bit different way of doing it. All right, so we're going to put that right to the edge. Now I can see that I didn't get that to the edge, but that's good. I have my little card again. We're going to fold that in half. And now I have 2 little pieces, all right? So for this one, what we're going to do is I'm going to take these pieces, make sure they're line up the same way. And I'm going to take a piece of white and we're going to do that right to the edge of that white. I should have used my liquid glue, but we'll do it on this one. Just so I could move it over if need be. It's going in the right direction. Just like that. Then we're going to take that same ribbon and I'm going to run my adhesive down the center. Put this ribbon down the center. So cut the ends. Fold it to the back. like so. Now we'll attach this to our little card front. Make sure we got it going the right way. Like that. Put another piece of that white on the inside. All right, and then that's going to go on the front again. Let's center that. See if we can't do it a little bit better than the last one. Flip it over. Get our glue. Fold it back. Flip it. Straighten it out. All right, flip it up. Look on the inside. Make sure it looks straight. That's why I love that liquid glue. You get to move it around. Going to take our sentiment. Going to be thank you. I'm going to pop that up. This one has just a little bit different look to it. Myself, I think it looks like a present. So we're going to put this towards the top. And then I have a bow already tied. And I have my little glue dot on the back. We're going to put that right here at the top. Doesn't it look like a little gift? Little gift package. Super cute. You can still come in with, this time I'll try the rhinestones. And maybe I'll stick one right there. So this fold comes up and then down. So it's the exact same as this last one we did, except for we had the two pieces, so we made it look like a present. So nice. When I'm done with the last card, I'll bring them all in. So the last card is a fun fold card as well. One that you're probably familiar with, but I had a couple odd size pieces, so I'm going to show you what I did. So we're going to score this at 5.5 and at 6 3/4. Let's see. Make sure I'm in the right spot. Now this one I said I'm winging it because I'm going to do it a little bit different than the sample I created before. This is a book binding. So what does that mean? That means you have this little spot here that you're going to bind closed, so it looks like a little book that you're opening. On the inside I have a 4x4 piece of white that we're going to place on the inside. Like so. For the outside, this piece here, we're going to need to just trim it down a hair because it is just a little bit wider than what I would like. So I'm going to trim it down to 1 inch. Now the card that I was going to do, I didn't trim it at all. And so I'll show you that one when we're done too. But I just thought I'm going to try a little bit different way. So we're going to attach that now to the side here. And then I have these 4 little strips that I think we're going to see if we can't kind of position those on the front. I might end up with a little, that strip's going in the wrong direction. So I could bring in a piece of white and attach those, or I could just space them out further. That looks pretty good. So I think I'm going to go that route. Bring in my glue. This will kind of help in positioning them. Maybe I want to line that up. We're really going to wing this one. I'm going to line that up. And then I'm going to line it up at the top. Like so. How are we doing? We're doing pretty good. I'm not too concerned about the center. I'm going to bring that in about like that. And I'll bring this piece in about like that. That looks pretty good, evenly spaced. Now I have my mat, which we're going to bring in the center here. So we're going to pop that up. We'll see which way you like better. The card I was going to do or this winging it card. We're going to see about centering that like so. Then we're going to come in with our tied ribbon here. We'll put that on the side. So if you love monochromatic cards, these are pretty much as good as you're going to get for monochromatic. And then I'm going to come in with these rhinestones again. So there's our bookbinding card. Card number 5. Okay, so here's card number 5, but on this one, I didn't cut those little strips in half. Like I cut at the beginning, I cut these to 3/4 of an inch by 4. I left them solid and I matted them with white and put them pieces on there. And I didn't cut this strip down. I moved my score line over 1/8 of an inch. So pretty much the same exact card, just different because of the matting of the white, cutting the strips down a little bit, but both nice cards and they are a fun fold. So you have, that was card number 5. This one right here was the flipped up, and oops, I got the wrong one here. Looks like a present because it was done with the little strips we have left over. Then this one, see, I did the first, my prototypes were all happy birthday, and now I did all thank you, just kind of getting my cards ready. I send a lot of happy birthday and thank you cards out. And then we had the card, this one was first, going off. Nope, yeah. This one was my prototype. Going to the left. Okay, that one's going that way. Let's see. Oh, that was the one. This one going to the left. And then the first one where our cut went to the right. How confusing. But those 4 cards are all the same type card. They are the flip up, fold out. It's just fold out to the left, fold out to the right, horizontal or vertical cut, fold down instead of to the right or to the left, fold down. Then I did the fold down with the paper pieces, so it looks like a present. and then the bookbinding card. So those are your 5 One Sheet Wonder Fun Fold cards featuring the Countryside Inn Designer Series paper. If you need any of the supplies, I do appreciate any and all orders, and you will find the list of the supplies that I used for today's card down below the video under Show More. There's also a link to my blog that will go up and live on Friday morning. That is it for today. If you are new to my YouTube channel, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, click on that bell in the upper right hand corner so you always know when I go live. That is it for today. Thanks for stopping by.